The compound was bursting with music, peppered with jollof aroma and the sound of distant laughter. Bright tents danced in the wind, uncles argued over suya sizes, and aunties were taking group selfies like it was a presidential inauguration. But in the middle of it all stood Daniel Hayes, the most hunted bachelor in Lagos. It was a chaotic weekend as Daniel's cousin was getting married. He sipped Chapman like it was Holy Communion, adjusting his agbada and scanning for escape routes. Then it came. One aunt, heavy with Yale and unsolicited advice, walked up with the same ancient question. "So, Daniel, when are we eating your wedding rice?" He smiled like a hostage. "Auntie, I'm still chewing my bachelor beans." "Let me digest first." She laughed and slapped his back. "You dey waste fine face-o. Abby your thing, nor dey workle." Daniel almost choked on his drink. "Auntie." "God forbid." She cackled her way into the crowd. Daniel sighed and muttered, "Lord, deliver me from village aunties and their FBI tongues." Suddenly, loud horn blasts echoed. A sleek black SUV drove into the compound with swag. Music paused for a second, just long enough for heads to turn. From the back seat, two bubbly bundles jumped out, around 6 years old, and from the driver's side came Danielle. Daniel's twin sister, hurricane in heels. "Danny boy!" she screamed as she rushed into his arms. Daniel winced. "How many times have I told you? Don't call me that." "I'm your elder sister," she replied. "By how much?" 3 minutes? She smirked. "Even if it's a nanosecond, I'm still your senior. So respect me." The kids rushed up. "Uncle Dan," they chorused. Tessa hugged his waist. "Nice to see you again. It's been ages." Liam grinned. "Mummy said you're still hiding from love like Tom runs from Jerry." Daniel's jaw dropped. "She said what?" Danielle just smiled. "I only said the truth." Daniel shook his head and groaned. "These children need to be banned from casual conversations." Later that evening, after surviving the party like a war veteran, they gathered in Daniel's luxury apartment. He flopped on the sofa like a man who had fought lions. Danielle sipped malt and judged him silently. The twins played a loud mobile game on the floor. "So," Danielle said, crossing her legs, "you really want to die alone in this mansion?" "I want peace." "You are just scared," she snapped. "I want freedom," he said, arms folded. "No gold diggers, no fake love, no trauma, just vibes and food delivery." "Daniel, it's been 4 years. You're still letting one greedy girl dictate your entire love life? Better one heartbreak than multiple hospital bills." Danielle rolled her eyes. "You sound like a motivational quote for cowards." Before he could reply, she grabbed his phone and started typing. "Danielle!" "What are you doing?" "Registering you on Love Connect." "Boom, you have a dating profile now." "You did what?" "I used your boardroom picture. The one that makes you look like a senator's cousin." "My LinkedIn picture? Is nothing sacred anymore?" She ignored him. "Your bio says, a strong, responsible man with a heart of gold, businessman, family man, lover of Amala and peace." Daniel grabbed a pillow and screamed into it. The twins looked up, intrigued. Tessa leaned in. "Uncle Dan, let's make it fun." Daniel narrowed his eyes. "What does that mean?" "Pretend to be poor and we will be your children," Liam said, face glowing with mischief. "Let's test who really loves you for you." Daniel blinked. "Is this Disney's Aladdin in reverse?" "No, it's Operation True Love," Tessa said proudly. Daniel turned to Danielle. "No, you don't support that, I do," replied Danielle. Tessa crossed her arms. "We want payment in pizza and unlimited ice cream till school resumes." "Excuse me, blackmail?" "No, Uncle," Liam said sweetly. "Strategic partnership." Daniel sighed and rubbed his forehead. "I need a new family." The next day, the transformation began. Daniel's driver was sent to Mushin Market with a mission: buy clothes that screamed struggling uncle with unpaid bills. He returned with baggy jeans, washed-out polo shirts, and palm slippers with personality. Danielle messed up his hair, smudged his shoes, and took his Rolex. "You'll get it back when you find true love." The kids laughed. "Uncle, you look like someone whose DSTV was just disconnected." Daniel stared at himself in the mirror. "I look like a rejected Nollywood extra." Perfect, Danielle said. Few days after Daniel got a match, the first date was set. The woman's profile name was Miss Goddess 88. Her bio said, soft life or no life. If you're broke, stay awake. Danielle saw it and grinned. Let's test her. They chose small outdoor Amala joint plastic chairs, generator noise, and the smell of a goosey in the air. Daniel arrived first, dressed like struggle. 10 minutes later, she walked in. She was glowing caramel skin, 6-inch heels, makeup done by a professional who charged in dollars. Her weave bounced. Her nails were weapons. Her aura screamed, "You can't afford me." She spotted Daniel. She froze, then walked over slowly like she was approaching an insect. "You're Daniel?" she asked, frowning. "Yes." He smiled politely. She glanced at his slippers, then his shirt, then the faded MTN recharge card peeking from his pocket. "You said you were a businessman?" "I am." She raised a brow. "What business?" "Selling onions in traffic?" Daniel laughed nervously. "These are my casual clothes." She sat down reluctantly, then saw Liam and Tessa sitting at the same table. "Who are these?" "Oh, wait. You have children?" "Yes, twins. Single father. It's been tough." She stood up immediately. "You brought your children to a first date at a buka? Are you mad?" "Tessa, eat faster," Liam whispered. "This auntie is failing the test fast." The woman turned fully to Daniel. "I don't do broke baby daddies. You don't even own a car? You look like you trekked here with 50 naira change." Daniel was speechless. She hissed, "Block me, delete me, lose my number." And with that, she stormed out. Liam whispered, "That was fun." Tessa nodded. "Next contestant, please." Back at home, Daniel threw his slippers across the room. "I hate this stupid mission. I was insulted in public." Danielle was on the couch sipping Zobo. "Welcome to real life, brother." "She called me a traffic onion seller." Tessa grinned. "You should have said limited edition onions." Daniel pointed at them all. "I'm removing you from my will." "All of you," Liam laughed. "After pizza first." Danielle said calmly, "We move." "The next date is tomorrow." Daniel groaned. Operation True Love had only just begun. If a man is insulted once on a date, he might shake it off. Twice, he might rant. But after 3 months of being called broke, cursed, bewitched, and once even mistakenly addressed as uncle of the street children, Daniel was ready to become a monk. It all began with enthusiasm. The twins' plan was in full swing, and Daniel, dressed in his fake, faded t-shirts and cargo shorts, met women from all walks of Lagos. From Ikoyi to Egbeda, he had seen it all, but nothing prepared him for the daily heartbreaks. The first lady took one look at his outfit, asked, "So you're a single father with twins and no car?" and left before they even got menus. The second date stared at the twins, narrowed her eyes and muttered, "You and these children need deliverance." She sprayed perfume 3 times and walked out dramatically. The third one stayed longer. She listened, nodded politely, smiled at the kids, then pulled out her phone mid-date and recorded a TikTok titled, "Dating in Lagos Gone Mad." Michael watched her post it before his very eyes. "They called us mad, Uncle," his niece said afterward, face twisted in disbelief. "Does she think we're hallucinations?" "That one smelled like expired love," her twin brother added, fanning his nose. "My nose almost died." The only joy Daniel got from those months came from the children. They were brutally honest and hilarious. They gave each date a rating out of 10 on the ride home. Auntie number 6 was okay, but she called me small madam. "I'm not a madam, I'm a dentist in training," said the girl one day, showing her toy teeth. Auntie number 9 had eyelashes so long, I thought she wanted to fly away. Even his sister Danielle joined in the laughter, though she kept fasting and praying behind closed doors, pleading for divine mercy on his dating life. By month 3, Michael slumped on the sofa after yet another failed date. "If the next one fails," he said, hand on chest, "I'm shaving my head and going to seminary. I'll become Father Daniel, patron saint of the rejected." "Please don't," Danielle said, fanning herself. "Your head is not fine for seminary. You must find wife by fire by force." The kids giggled. That was when Danielle came in with a paper. "I booked one more." Her name is Angela. She's a doctor. Very normal. Not an influencer, not a makeup tornado, just peaceful. Daniel groaned. I'm only doing this for the twins. If she throws water on me, tell my story. A few days later, Daniel walked into the cafe with the twins trailing him, one holding his shirt, the other clutching a comic book. His heart was pounding. It always ruined everything. But the twins had insisted, and Danielle had nagged, so here he was. Angela was early. That was the first shock. Not Lagos early, but actual early. Angela was already seated by the window, book in hand. She wore a soft blue blouse tucked neatly into slim black trousers, her hair in a bun, no loud makeup, just simple gold earrings. She looked calm, elegant, real. When she spotted him, she smiled and waved. Daniel? Yes, he said, pulling out a chair nervously. Her eyes drifted down, to the twins now squeezing themselves into the booth beside him. Her smile faltered for the briefest moment. Who are these? Daniel inhaled, bracing himself. These are my children. Angela blinked. Your children? You didn't mention that he rubbed the back of his neck. I wanted you to see them yourself. No surprises, no stories, just the truth. There was a pause, one heartbeat, two. Daniel prepared for the classic walkout, but then Angela leaned forward and said softly, Hi, I'm Angela. The twins looked at her warily, then relaxed when she adjusted the Tessa's collar and smiled. Your hair clip is upside down, she whispered. The girl giggled. Daniel exhaled silently. She stayed. The waiter brought menus, but halfway through the meal, something even more shocking happened. When the bill came, Angela picked it up before Daniel could reach for it. I've got this, she said. Daniel's eyes widened. No. I asked you out. I'm supposed to. Daniel, she interrupted gently. Let me. You've already given me enough to think about. He froze, speechless. No woman had ever insisted on paying since this fake poor dad experiment began. After lunch, Angela leaned across the table with a mischievous smile. This restaurant is too stiff. Want to go somewhere fun? Daniel frowned. Fun? The park, she said simply. I brought kites in my car. The twins gasped in unison. Kites? Yes. Minutes later, they were at a wide-open park. Children ran barefoot across the grass, couples picnicked under trees, and the air smelled of roasted corn. Angela pulled out two colorful kites and handed them to the twins. Let's see who can fly higher. For the next 2 hours, laughter filled the air. The twins ran, shouting with joy as their kites soared. Angela tied one string around her wrist, laughing when the wind dragged her forward. She knelt beside Liam to show him how to angle against the breeze, then clapped for Tessel when her kite shot up higher than the rest. Daniel stood watching, stunned. She wasn't pretending. She wasn't irritated. She wasn't scrolling her phone or sighing in boredom. She was present, running, laughing, even letting the twins braid her hair with grass and flowers. For the first time in months, Daniel forgot this was a test. He forgot he was supposed to be acting poor. He forgot the pain of rejection. He just lived. At one point, Angela caught him staring and raised a brow. You're smiling, Daniel. He cleared his throat. It's the breeze. She said knowingly, before chasing after the twins again. When the sun dipped low, painting the sky orange, Angela clapped her hands. Time to go. They packed up, and as they reached the car park, Angela unlocked her white Mercedes-Benz. She turned to Daniel. Let me take you all home. Daniel shook his head. No, thank you. We'll be fine. It's not a problem. He smiled, but there was steel in his voice. Angela, you've already done more than enough today. Let me keep my pride. She studied him for a moment, then nodded. Fair enough. But next time I won't ask. I'll just kidnap all of you. The twins cheered at the idea. Daniel shook his head, chuckling. On the ride home, Daniel couldn't stop smiling. His grip on the steering wheel was loose, his dimples refusing to hide. Finally, Tessa leaned forward from the back seat. Uncle, why are you smiling like this? Is it a toothpaste advert? Her twin brother added. I think he's doing a free commercial for Close-Up. Daniel burst into laughter, cheeks burning. Keep quiet before I sell both of you to Angela as housemaids. But they only laughed harder, and for the first time in years, Daniel's smile felt easy. At home, Danielle was waiting like a lioness. Spill it, Daniel shrugged. It was fine. Fine? Nice. Nice, the twins screamed. Best date ever. Danielle raised her hands to heaven. Father, we have seen hope. Give me her name. I want to pray and fast. Daniel laughed until he dropped on the couch. He didn't know where it would go, but for the first time in months, he felt something new. Hope, and just maybe a little bit of love. 3 days had passed since the date at the park, and still Daniel couldn't wipe the memory from his mind. Not the laughter, not the way she fixed Tessa's hair with gentle fingers, not the way she raced Liam to the monkey bars and let him win. He stared at his phone again, then dropped it, picked it back up. Just say hi, his twin sister, Danielle said, sipping tea beside him on the balcony. You've typed and deleted that message 5 times. Even the phone is confused. Daniel glared at her. It's not that easy. Oh, please. You run a billionaire company and you're afraid to text a woman? Should I call Tessa to help you spell hello? That did it. He tapped the screen again and sent, Hiya, it's Daniel. Hope you and your smile are still glowing today. Seconds ticked. No reply. He sighed. She's not replying. Maybe I was too forward. Danielle smirked. Or maybe she's working, Dr. Daniel. Just then his phone pinged. Haha, my smile is fine, thank you. Tessa and Liam made my week. Tell them I said hi. Daniel's face broke into a grin when he tried to catch it. Oh my God, you're smiling like a politician before elections. He threw a pillow at her. She caught it. You're falling. Don't lie, I'm not. You are. Over the next few days, the chats continued. Casual at first emojis, memes. How are the twins? Then deeper stories about her work with sick kids, how she started volunteering after her younger brother died of a rare condition. Daniel listened with silent admiration. He had judged her kindness before, assuming it was pity, but now he saw her differently, a woman with a tender heart, shaped by pain, but full of fire. Every time her message popped up, his day felt lighter. And every time he saw her name on his screen, Danielle would hum a wedding tune under her breath just to annoy him. Uncle Daniel! Liam burst into the living room one Saturday morning, Tessa right behind him. Can we go out today? I miss Doctor. Angela. Tessa blinked innocently. She said my plaits were cute. Nobody ever says that except Grandma Daniel raised a brow. You guys miss her that much? Liam crossed his arms. Uncle, if you don't call her, I'll write her myself. I know how to spell please come and marry my uncle. Daniel burst out laughing. All right. I'll message her. Later that afternoon, they met Angela again, this time at a quiet garden by the beach. Tessa brought crayons, Liam brought questions, and Angela brought ice cream. It wasn't a date, at least not officially. But Daniel's heart had other ideas. He watched her giggle as Liam chased pigeons. He watched her tie Tessa's shoelace like it was second nature. He watched her eyes crinkle when she laughed at his jokes, not polite laughs, real ones. It scared him how much he liked her. It scared him more that the kids loved her already. What if this wasn't real? What if she only liked them because she thought he was struggling? The doubts started creeping in after their 4th hangout. Daniel stood in front of his mirror, holding a blue designer shirt he hadn't worn in months. He had a date with Angela that afternoon. Don't do it, Danielle warned from the doorway. It's just a shirt, Daniel replied. It's a I have money I don't want to hide it anymore shirt. Don't blow our cover and drive her away, Danielle said, holding her ear in warning. He wore it anyway. It's time to tell the truth, he said, and he drove to Angela's house. Angela lived in a cozy flat on the mainland. When he arrived, she stepped out in jeans and a white blouse, her curls tucked neatly into a bun. Her face lit up when she saw him. Then her brows rose when she noticed the shirt. Whoa, fancy, she said with a playful smile. Let me guess. Wedding after this? Daniel chuckled nervously. Nope, just laundry rotation? Sure? She leaned closer, squinting. Is that perfume? Is that Tom Ford? He laughed awkwardly. Maybe. She peered behind him. Wait, where are the twins? He hesitated. I came alone today. She tilted her head, suddenly curious. Okay, Mr. Laundry rotation in Tom Ford. What's going on? Did you get a new job? Daniel rubbed the back of his neck. I wanted to tell you something. She raised a brow. You're not married, are you? No. Okay, pregnant? He burst into laughter. What? No. Just checking. Then he grew serious. I haven't been completely honest with you. The truth is, I'm not a struggling dad. I'm not poor. I'm actually the CEO of D&J Tech. Rachel blinked. Wait, D&J? As in that massive tower on Admiralty? Yeah. Daniel, that's you? He nodded slowly. Tessa and Liam are my niece and nephew. My sister Danielle moved back from the US and I took them in. But I've been pretending because I didn't want to attract the wrong kind of attention. I wanted to meet someone who would love me without the money or the company or the fancy car. Angela said nothing. Her silence stretched. Daniel's voice dropped. I'm sorry for lying. I understand if you feel betrayed. I didn't know how else to know if you were real. Another pause. Then she let out a breathy laugh. Really? He looked at her, worried. Are you angry? She shook her head slowly. I'm surprised, but not angry. She stepped forward. You wanted something real. That's not a crime. Relief flooded his chest. Although, she added, narrowing her eyes with a teasing grin, I'll need receipts to believe you're really a CEO. Do you even know how to write a staff memo? He grinned. I have interns for that. They both laughed. She reached out and flicked the label of his shirt. Just don't wear this again. It screams, I own a helicopter. Noted. That night, Daniel came home to find Danielle waiting. Well? He flopped on the couch, smiling. Liam peeped from behind a door. Did she say you can marry her? Tessa followed. Uncle Daniel, do you love her now? Daniel sighed dramatically. I'm surrounded. Danielle folded her arms. You better answer them. He smiled softly. I don't know yet, but something is growing, Tessa grinned. Like beans? Liam added. Or like Mummy's stomach before we were born. Daniel laughed until his sides hurt. It's been a few days since Daniel revealed his identity. He went out with Angela to a part. A date this time. The evening breeze danced around them as the sun dipped below the skyline. Daniel and Angela sat quietly on the park bench, the same one where the twins had once tied a scarf around her head and declared her Queen of the Swing. Now it was just the two of them. No twins, no noise, just the sound of beating hearts and awkward silence wrapped in the fading orange light. I still can't believe you're a CEO, Angela finally said, looking at him with half a smile and half a frown. Daniel looked down at his hands. I still can't believe you didn't slap me for lying. She turned her body toward him. I thought about it. I even rehearsed it in my head. He looked up, eyes wide. You did? She nodded, very serious. Right hook, straight to your jaw. Daniel laughed. Ouch. But then I remembered the twins, she said softly. How they looked at me. How you looked at me. And I realized you weren't trying to deceive me. You were just trying to find something real. He reached out gently and took her hand. That's all I ever wanted. Something real. A pause. Their eyes locked. A quiet breeze passed. She squeezed his hand. Let's see where this real thing takes us. Daniel blinked. So? You're saying yes? I'm saying I'll give you a chance, she said. But one lie, one hidden mansion, one secret yacht, and I'm out. I only have one yacht, Daniel deadpanned. She glared at him. I'm kidding, he said quickly, holding his ears in mock apology. They both laughed. He walked her to her gate. No dramatic kisses, just smiles, a lingering goodbye, and a strange new warmth that neither of them could explain. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. Not because of guilt, not because of fear, but because his heart was beating like a drum, and all he could see was her smile and hear her voice saying, let's see where this real thing takes us. The first time he kissed her, it wasn't planned. It was just necessary. They were sitting in his car that evening, parked in front of her gate. The sky had turned pink. Lagos was buzzing in the background, but inside the car, time slowed. He looked at her, not like a CEO sizing up a deal, but like a man who'd finally found something he didn't want to lose. "You're trouble," he whispered. She smiled. "I told you from day one." Then he leaned in, kissed her gently, then pulled back. "We're really doing this, aren't we?" She nodded. "It feels like we already started, the day I met the twins." The next morning was chaos, a beautiful kind of chaos. At exactly 8:03 a.m., the peace at her quiet Ikoyi apartment was destroyed by one loud knock. "Open this door before we break it down!" A woman's voice shouted from outside. Dr. Angela, still tying her wrapper and brushing her edges, opened it with sleepy eyes, only to be greeted by the entire Adebayo clan. The twins rushed in first, Liam carrying a plastic plate of pancakes, Tessa dragging a teddy bear. Behind them was the sister, Danielle, smiling like someone who had just won a national award. "We came to meet our new sister-in-law," Danielle announced, hands wide. "What?" Angela laughed, confused, stepping back as her hallway flooded with uninvited joy. "Breakfast," Liam said, placing the pancakes on her center table. Is this a raid?" She giggled. Tessa tugged her wrapper and whispered, "Your hair is rough, Auntie." "Can I fix it?" Angela almost cried. Within 15 minutes, her living room looked like a small family reunion. The twins were playing Ludo on the floor. Danielle had pulled out her prayer journal. "Give me the names of your uncles, aunties, cousins." "I need to fast properly." Angela stood in the center of it all, completely overwhelmed and ridiculously happy. "God, what have I gotten myself into?" she muttered with a smile. From the kitchen, Danielle shouted, "A big family." "That's what." Later that evening, after everyone had gone and her house was quiet again, Angela sat beside Daniel, the CEO, watching the ceiling fan spin lazily. "I grew up in silence," she said. He looked at her. "My parents died when I was 11. No siblings, no cousins who really cared. Just boarding school, hostile food, and my books." Daniel didn't speak. "I used to imagine what it felt like. Having someone shout your name from the living room, or a niece who wants to braid your hair, or a sister who barges in with prayers and pancakes." He reached for her hand slowly, then kissed the back of it. "I know I didn't plan for all this," she whispered, "but somehow, I think your family was the one I was waiting for." A week later, he took her back to the park where it all started, where she had once laughed with his niece and nephew, not knowing who he truly was. It was sunset, no big crowd, no flowers or fake camera crew, just them. She sat on the swing, gently rocking, the breeze catching her scarf. He knelt down beside her, not on both knees, just one. "I'm not doing this because it's perfect," he began. "I'm doing it because you're the only person I want chaos with. The only woman who fixed my niece's hair and my heart in the same day." She covered her mouth, blinking fast. "Dr. Angela, will you marry this tall liar with 2 short agents?" She laughed through her tears. "Yes, you dramatic man. Yes." The wedding was small but mighty, only 42 guests, but the joy felt like 500. Tessa wore a glittery white dress as the little bride. Liam wore a tuxedo 2 sizes too big, but he walked with pride as the little groom. Danielle sobbed the entire time, dabbing her eyes like a movie star. Daniel looked like a prince in black native attire, his eyes never leaving Angela as she walked down the aisle in a lace gown that shimmered like morning dew. The vows were simple. He promised to never lie about his income again. She promised to always eat the twins' pancakes, no matter how burnt. Everyone laughed, everyone cried, everyone danced. The reception was full of shouting aunties, overfed uncles, and enough jollof rice to feed the mainland. In the middle of it all, Danielle lifted her microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, I told you this plan would work." The crowd cheered. Tessa grabbed the mic. "My auntie is now my mummy," Liam added, "and Uncle Daniel can't pretend again." Laughter exploded. Cameras flashed. The DJ raised the volume. As the couple danced their first dance to an old love song, Daniel leaned close and whispered, "You're stuck with me now, Doc. She smiled and whispered back, "Forever sounds just fine." That night, in the quiet of their new home, as the wind rustled the curtains and the world finally went silent, Jordan stared at his wife. Really stared. No makeup, no guess. Just her. "You still here?" he asked softly. She rolled her eyes playfully. "You better hope so." Then she kissed him slowly, leaned her forehead against his, and said the words that summed up everything. This love snuck in, but it came to stay. Thank you for watching. What do you think of this story? Let me know of your thoughts in the comment section below. Until I bring another intriguing story your way again, bye for now.